Look at that. All right, so we got that on there. Coffee filter secured on there. That's going to keep all the Hi guys, welcome back to Kirshner Farmstead. Today I'm going to be starting a new series. I'm going to be doing homemade vinegars. The first vinegar we're going to be starting is apple cider vinegar. Now with apple cider vinegar there's many great health benefits. There's weight loss, helps with managing diabetes, kills harmful bacteria in the body, helps manage your pH level, and many more. So today we'll get started and get a nice big batch of apple cider going. This will be the first of a two-part video because we're gonna get it started and then come back in 2 weeks to get it processed out and strain out the apples. But we'll get to that later. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start by chopping up the apples and getting them put in our kombucha jar, okay? And we'll get started. For this, we're using a gallon mason jar and we're going to be filling it 3/4 full with apples. You can use the core, you can use the whole apple, okay? We're gonna get them all chopped up. One of the big important things with this is cleanliness. The jar has to be clean, apples, everything has to be clean, okay? Because what will happen is the bad bacteria can overtake the good bacteria and cause mold growth, and you don't want that. It'll make it go bad and you won't get a good vinegar. I'm gonna start chopping. All right guys, well, we filled up our jar with apples. Now it's time to add the water and the sugar, okay? So it is 1 tablespoon of sugar per cup of water, okay? So 1 gallon jar, we're going to be using 1 cup of sugar. If you want, and you got a small batch of apples, you're making an apple pie or something like that, you can use all the cores and you can use the skins and make yourself a small quart-sized batch of apple cider vinegar, okay? So you'll just make the recipe smaller. All right, so I'm going to add the sugar first, okay? So 1 cup of sugar. All right, so I'm gonna be using this as my stirring stick, okay? It's very important that you get the apples below the water. And that's part of the reason you come back every day and kind of just stir through it, okay? And you're getting those apples to sink down and stay underneath. What's gonna happen is that good bacteria is gonna keep everything preserved and keep the bad bacteria from growing. And so you stirring it is gonna keep rotating them through and they'll be good to go. We added the sugar, now let's get the water added. So when we add the water, we're going to want to make sure we keep the apples, okay? We're just bringing it up right above the apples, okay? So nice clean water. You're not going to want to use a city water that has chlorine or fluoride in it, okay? That will kill the good bacteria and it will kill the whole process. Okay, right there. Perfect, guys. Those apples will push down and we'll be good to go. So this next step, we're going to be sealing it off with a coffee filter, okay? You can use a tightly woven fabric. Don't use a cheesecloth, something that fruit flies can get through, okay? They can get through really small holes. Something like the coffee filter will be perfect, and then we're gonna secure it with a rubber band. First, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna get the sugar all circulated through the apples and get the apples kind of all mixed up in there. Okay, so the sugar feeds the good bacteria, kind of like yeast in bread, okay? Essentially what you're making here is a apple cider, hard apple cider, okay? And what you're doing is you're gonna bring it a step further and bring it into that vinegar process. So after that first 2 weeks, essentially what you're gonna have is a apple cider, hard apple cider. And remember, every day, do the same exact thing, okay? Put this in a cabinet where you're gonna see it every day, where you're not gonna forget about it, okay? But yes, make sure you keep it in the dark. The sunlight won't be good for it, you know, just, it'll be better to keep it in a cabinet. Okay, we got that on there. Look at that. All right, so we got that on there. Coffee filter secured on there. That's gonna keep all those nasty fruit flies out of there and keep them away from your good apple cider, all right? All right, guys, so this is all set. We're gonna let this sit for 2 weeks and come back for part 2 of our apple cider vinegar process. Look forward to seeing you guys again. And like always, thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe to Kirshner Farmstead. Have a good evening. Bye, guys.